Good morning. It's me, Flylady Kat, and I'm here today to tell you that I'm going to help you have control in your home, giving you peace in your life, therefore helping you learn to love yourself. Today is Tuesday. It is free day, one of the days that we make sure we're loving ourselves. It is not a pamper day. It's a free day. Now, the Fly Lady uh, I don't know what the word is, but anyway, the thing of the month is to pamper yourself. So, take some time every day to think about how you can pamper yourself, but this isn't pampering. Today is just a free day. That means you don't have to do anything in your home but your routines, right? So, that's what you're going to do. Now, I'm going to use it like Monday because I was at my parents' home till 3, and so when I came home, I didn't do anything. So today I'm going to do my weekly home blessing hour. I'm going to do a couple of loads of laundry. I'm going to work in zone 4. I think I said yesterday zone 4 was the living room because, I was so cuckoo. Zone 4 is your master bedroom, so it's a great time to work in there. I think I'm going to polish some furniture in my master bedroom today. So that's what I'm doing. But for free day, all you do is your routines. You get up, you get dressed, you wipe out your sink, you swish your toilet. Maybe you have 2 of those, maybe you have 3, do them all. You make your bed. If you didn't do your weekly home blessing hour yesterday, just strip your bed and do that today. And consider yesterday your free day. Here's the problem with using yesterday as a free day and today, which is not your normal day, as a work day. When you get to it, it feels bad. It's like saying, oh, I'll have Christmas Eve off and work Christmas Day. And then when Christmas Day comes, you don't want to work, right? So it's the same thing. Now, you may have already established different days, and that's fine. If you've already established that Monday is always your free day, and Tuesday is always your planning day, and Wednesday is always your errand day, I don't care. I care that you do them the same way every week. On occasion, you can switch your free day for a work day, okay? Okay, so let me have a sip of my coffee. Larry should be on here. Mr. B, are you on here? We'll see. Anyway, I see that people are saying good morning, so I'm going to take a few minutes to say good morning to some folks. Amber's here. Hey, Amber. I know you'll start flooding in now. Don't forget to remind me if you like this by thumbs up, and also to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Okay, there's the right kind. There's Lee. Good morning. Mr. B saying good morning, and Denise. Kim, I'm assuming you must have had a terrible loss, and I'm so sorry. Emmanuel says good morning. Mr. Agreeable. Mr. B's getting some good mornings. Oopsie, Allison. Morning, Mr. B. You know what it looks like with exclamation points behind your name? Looks like Mr. Bill. But he's not Mr. Bill, he's Larry. Cynthia is giving you condolences, Kim. Lubna is saying hello. Okay. Oh no, Kim, I'm so sorry. Kim's dad passed away suddenly. I am so sorry. I hope you're okay. I'm so sorry for your loss, but I'm glad you're here with us. I hope that you feel the love from us. Hi, Ambrose Syke. Toolman Willis, good morning. Make sure, Kim, that you drop back to routines during this time. Don't try to do anything else. Just do routines. I know you're here just for the comfort and the normality of hearing us talk to you. You'll find that your routines will give you a little sense of control in your life when things seem so out of control. And that's the thing I recommend you do this whole week. Drop back to routines, okay? Okay. All right. I know it's hard to do routines, Kim, but you do those because they'll give you a sense of normalcy. And I know that's hard too. Being normal is hard too. It is. It's all hard. We're not, we're human and we have emotions, and it's hard to lose someone that we love. You're welcome, Kim. All right, we're going to switch gears, and we're going to talk about something that people have been asking me about, and that is empty nesters. What happens when all your kids are gone? What happens? So I'm going to tell you what happened to me, and how it happened. And then I'm going to tell you how it happens to a lot of other people. Hey, Jamie. So here's what happens when you become an empty nester. You wake up one morning and the children aren't there. So there's no one extra to make breakfast for if you've been doing that. There's mainly with my family, it wasn't no one to make breakfast for, although I certainly would if I was going to make breakfast. It was just the presence of the person. And for me, my daughter Karen went away to college. And from college, she got her own apartment. And from there, she met her husband and they married. So my empty nest syndrome with my oldest child was just her going to college. And then my daughter Robin decided to stay home. And when she got married, she actually did go live with her sister in an apartment for a while and hated it. So she came home. But she was only 21 when she got engaged. So she moved out by the time she was 22. So I didn't have anybody in my house after that. And it was just the presence of them because my kids did their own laundry. They could change their own flat tire. They handled their own money. They took care of their own college. I didn't do anything I know that other people do, get very involved in the children's college. I did not. My kids were very independent, were raised to be independent, and were happy to be out on their own. Not that they hated it. They loved it at our home. But it was a very easy transition. For Larry and I, we always made each other number one. We always did. I love my kids very much. You can see them in the picture on our Facebook flanking me in front of the cookie exchange. That's my daughter Karen with the dark hair, my oldest, and the one with her hair pulled back, she's got blonde hair, that's Robin. She's my baby. And then I have a stepdaughter, Fathom, who's older than Karen and Robin, and Jamie, who's older than Fathom, who's my stepson. And they live out of town. Where they would have been there too. Well, Jamie wouldn't have because it was a girl thing, but Fathom would have totally been there too. But my point is, my kids were raised to be independent, and Daddy is number one. And that doesn't mean that I don't love my children. I love my children as much as a mother can. It means that my husband was my first love and will be my last love. And when the kids are gone, they're going to go have their own spouses and their own families. In my family, we believe in you leave your mother and father and you cleave to your husband and you become one. You become a family. And so that's what my kids did, and that's what Larry and I did. And Larry and I loved it. It was like, ooh, we don't have to get home, because we felt bad leaving somebody at home for days, right? We would. When our kids were old enough, we would leave and go away for an overnight stay somewhere. But it was nice that we could just go off. Now, at that point, nope, we didn't even have a dog. Yeah, we did. We had a dog. So we always had to either take the dog with us or put the dog in a kennel. And that was terrible. I didn't like doing that. It's like having a little kid, a dog. So if you have a dog, you don't have empty nest syndrome. You have a little kid, kind of. But my thing is that right now, while your kids are still at home, make sure you start making your husband and your priority, yourself a priority. Make sure that you are having a date, having special connect time. I encourage you right now when your kids are little to have routines and include the kids going to bed so you can sit on the couch with your husband and enjoy that time with him and catch up from the day, because you can't catch up with little kids, mommy, 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 or daddy tickle me or whatever. You need to have them in their bed, settle down, so you have time alone. It's important to your relationship. And when you have a great, strong relationship, you have a great, strong parentage. And you have a wonderful gift to pass to your children, because they'll learn to do the same thing with their spouse. Okay? All right, so now here's what happens to some people, and it's just already happened. So how are you going to handle it? And that is that you did focus on the kids. Everything was the kids. You did everything for the kids. The kids maybe stayed home longer than normal, or left and because they felt smothered. You don't know. They're not going to tell you. And now you don't have anything to do because your kids are what you did. And instead of developing some personal interests and some time with your husband. So you want to start now. Take the steps to having a relationship with your husband. He gave you these beautiful children, right? Most of the time. Sometimes you get them, well, either way, he gave you these beautiful children. If they're your stepchildren or they're your children, he gave you those children. That's his gift. And so your gift is to be a good spouse and a good mate and a good partner. So you want to have time with him and enjoy him and think he's funny and remember why you married him in the first place. You know, Larry and I have read some of our old letters to you, our old love letters. Maybe you have something you can go back and look at. Maybe not love letters, but maybe you have pictures of the time when you first met and things that make you remember how you felt about him and how you couldn't live without him, right? And so think about that. And, you know, I know that people change over the years. You've changed too. Don't think you've stayed exactly the same. But hopefully everybody's changed to be a more mature person and you can have fun together, whatever that is. Now, some people aren't naturally laughing kind of fun people. They're more serious people, but that's who you chose. And so go do serious things with that person. Maybe they want to, I don't know, go rock hunting. I don't know, whatever it is they want to do. You know, find something that they love to do that you can learn how to love to do too. I love football. I didn't really have to learn how to love it. I just naturally love it. And Larry loves it too, so we have those things in common. Not just football. We have loads of things in common. We love to go out on the boat together. We love to take trips together. We love to just go for day trips. We love to go out to eat. We love to just ride around and look at houses. You know, there are things, and they're passive. You know, Larry has one leg, so we can't get out and hike together. There are things he can't do. But we do things together that Mr. B loves and I love. And so it gives us, it builds our relationship. We love the movies. Oh my goodness, you guys, we were so crazy when we first started dating. We went to 5 movies in a row. We didn't leave the theater. I think it was 5, wasn't it, Mr. B? It was crazy. Maybe it was 4, but we were there all day long. And we thought that was just such a lark. So I want you to find something that your husband loves to do and do that with him, okay? And I saw on here where Michelle says she has a date with her husband every week, and Michelle has 12 kids, so it's very important that she does that. Emanuela is saying, I'm so tired of asking him to spend time together, and he always says no and finds excuses. I think it's going to be an ugly time. Emanuela, don't ask him to spend time together. Just go spend time with him. Whatever it is he's doing. Is he reading the paper? You know, if that's what he's doing, then take part of the paper that he's finished with and make comments on what he's just read. What does he think? You know, get involved in his life. Sometimes we have to start it. We can't always be on the receiving end. Sometimes we have to start it. Lindsay says, one of my favorite dates was taking my hubby up to a creek and to Gold Pan. We filled a bucket of ore to take home. He put it in a bed of the pickup and right on top of a brand new fishing pole. Oopsie. Now they laugh. Resourceful Mama saying, hey to Ashley. Hey, Ashley. Emanuela, no, he's always tired. He works a lot. Emanuela, you're in charge. It's your job as his spouse to find, it's your job, Emanuela, to find something. If he's tired and it's the day off, then spend the day in bed with him. Make him some breakfast and climb in bed and y'all eat breakfast together in bed. Do something if he's tired. Take him to get a pedicure. I know he probably won't go for that, but something. Bye, Ashley. We'll see you later, darling. But do something. Find something. Pray about it. Ask God, what can I do? Because I know you want me to be his helpmate. And I know this isn't a wonderful life for him, not having a spouse. Because he really doesn't. If he never spends time with you, he doesn't have a spouse. So pray about it. Let me see what she says right here. Allison says, I find that when I treat my husband the way I would like to be treated, he's responsive. That's right. So we can't always be on the receiving end. We have to be on the giving end sometimes. But it's a circle. Whether the circle goes this way or this way, we're going to be giving and receiving, or receiving and giving. Doesn't matter. Okay? Luba says it's important to understand the differences between the wife and the husband and accept it. Some people are not very social or talkative. That's right. You're getting lots of help here. Mr. Gribble says treat him with his favorite meal and a movie he loves. Allison says love the power of the praying wife. And I think that's a book, but that's also just those words. Emanuela, Kat is right. I find ways to get in what he is doing. It works. Now he invites me to join him. Yeah, because he likes you. He married you. He loves you, actually. He loves you and he married you. That means he wanted to spend the rest of his life with you. So find what it is that can spark him a little bit. Emanuela, help your husband to renew his spirit. He will appreciate you. I'm for it, I'm sure. That's right. That's a very good point. What are y'all doing on Sundays? Is he working on Sundays? Is there some day he can renew his spirit? Good morning, Lori. I lose my hubs by the end of the day to drunkenness. Morning dates, it is. Lindsay, that's very difficult, and I'm so sorry. I will pray for you. You know, my father was an alcoholic. He is no longer. He's a recovered alcoholic. Yes, a book, but it is a great phrase, Allison says. Absolutely. I like that, Kat. It's our responsibility to be good to him. Wow, that was powerful. Please say it again so I can quit putting it on him. Again, changing my mind. That's Michelle. It's our responsibility to be good to him. Did I say that? Sometimes the Holy Spirit speaks through me and I don't even know I said it. Judy Spiegel, if you want more hugs and kisses, then give them. It does work. My favorite thing is having a kiss in the kitchen and a morning hug. Morning hugs. Hugs, that physical touch, just a hug is so important. Lori, Lindsay, I live with that pain too. Lori, I'll pray for you as well. Lindsay says, can't be afraid to initiate. That's right. Amber, I like the book Love and Respect It. Love and Respect. It helped me understand my darling husband a lot better. They talked about the crazy cycle and how to get out of it. Oh, I bet that's good. Amber Psych, I might be a really young empty nester and it makes me nervous. My daughter may be going away to school for her last 2 years of high school next fall. Eek. That's okay. You can do it. Is she mature enough to go away to high school for 2 years? I know loads of kids do it. So she must be, and you must be very proud of her. Listen, you don't lose your children, especially daughters. A daughter is a daughter for all of her life, but a son is a son till he takes him a wife or something like that. And that doesn't mean your son isn't your son. Trust me, I have a stepson and he's awesome. But you always have that more intimate relationship, woman to woman relationship with a daughter. And you can have a woman to man relationship with your son, which is awesome, but that woman to woman relationship is so important. And it can't happen if you're treating her like a little girl. She's a woman. Now, a high schooler is still a high schooler, and so you're going to still send her things in the mail and talk to her on the phone. And nowadays you can Skype or do all those different things, FaceTime, and be in contact with her constantly. Of course, she's a teenager, so she's going to think, she doesn't want you in the middle of everything, so just be cautious of that. But yeah, you can be there for her when she needs you. Greetings from snowy Poland. Madzia, hello. Misty, learn your husband's love language. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Some of them, really don't respond to the same things you respond to. Like some women especially love to get gifts and they expect their husband to be a gift giver, but he's not a gift giver because what he loves is acts of service. So he does things like fix your sink, and that's his gift of love. And you're thinking, why didn't he just give me a present? So you need to understand him better. And one of the ways is learning his love language. Sorry to keep commenting, but I love the 5 love languages. This is Allison. When I know what he needs to feel, what he needs to feel loved is awesome. Yep. Mommy is the lion, just home from school run. Welcome back. Hi, good morning. All right, so that's what I want you to think about today. I want you to think about it. Bye, Jamie. Making gingerbread houses with Lucy. Aw. Good morning, Tirza. Baby yet? Any baby yet? I don't want to say that to you. I know you haven't had the baby yet, or you'd tell me. First off, I hope you're feeling well. Michelle, I found out about my son through my daughter-in-law a lot because he works at night and sleeps during the day. I'm also grateful for her. I know. I love my daughter-in-law. So sweet. Life with Mrs. Clark. My husband loves for me to go with him when he gets a haircut. See, everybody's different. You know what my husband loves? A back scratch. He loves his backs to be scratched, as do all my grandsons. They love that. They'll just back their back. My little grandsons will back their little backs up to me and say, Grandma, would you scratch my back? They inherited it. I know, Tears, I didn't mean to ask you that. I remember when I was huge and pregnant. My first baby was 3 weeks late, honestly. They did a blood test. She was a 43-week fetus. And my second baby was 2 weeks late. And constantly people ask, didn't you have that baby yet? It's like, no. Can't you see? So I know you haven't, but I know you're doing awesome, and I'm so proud of you. You're such a good mom, and you've taken such good care. Now, Tierza is the one who had to sleep train her older daughter, who's not very old. She's not even 2. And Tierza was letting her sleep in the bed with her, and the things that everybody does, and wasn't getting any sleep, and was pregnant. And I told her all about sleep training. I told her what to do. Then she actually went to a professional sleep trainer who told her the same thing. And now her baby sleeps, and it's awesome, and she loves it. And her next baby will be sleep trained early. Maria, it's so good to hear your voice. And again, love, love, love what you're saying. It's so inspiring. I'm so glad, Maria. I feel better. This is my first day home. I stayed at my mother's until 3 in the afternoon yesterday. So this is my first day home, and I always feel better at home. I don't have to get up and take care of a dog in the middle of the night, things like that. That's so funny, Tirza. Sleep training is a huge deal, Amber says. My last 2 babies sleep so much better. I know. And that's for our young mothers who happen to be watching this who aren't getting any sleep. That's the problem. It's because their babies need to be sleep trained. Ileana, I believe that couples that talk about pray for needs and thankfulness, and then pray together will help keep them together. Oh, I totally agree. Having the same, although everybody doesn't have the same level of faith, but having the same level of faith makes such a difference for Larry and I know. My father believed in God but never went to church my whole life. And then once he became a recovered alcoholic, he was baptized, he started going to church, made a huge difference in my parents' relationship. All right, what else do we have here? What would your advice be for those of us empty nest syndrome that don't have husbands? The same thing I was saying before. You have to create things that you love to do. You have to love yourself as well. So create and encourage those things in yourself that you've put off because you were too busy with kids. If you still have kids at home, go ahead and start developing those talents or interests. You might want to be in a book club. I don't know if that's boring to you. I love that idea. Or you might want to be in some kind of a group. You might want to learn to paint. You might want to write a book. You might want to just crochet. You might want to just read. You might want to join something at church. There's so many things you can do for yourself. It depends on what you love to do. You may want to join a gym. You may want to start swimming. There's just an incredible number of things you can do that'll be enjoyable for you, that won't cost a lot of money, that are things that develop who you are. Because you want to be a full person, not just a shell who is a mom. And now your kids don't need a mommy. They need you to be their mother, and they love you, and they'll always love you, but they don't need a mommy. You're done with mommy. So who are you now? You have to redefine yourself, okay? Yay, Betty, I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to be doing 9 o'clock every morning this week. I know it's a little bit late this morning because I overslept, and I apologize. Yeah, see here, Amber looks forward to working with their church's music publication. Angelique, date. That's another thing you could do. And how do you find people to date? You go out in your part of the world. Darling Lifestyle, hello darling, says Misty. Local community colleges have such great classes. It's your time. That's a great idea too. This is Amber, how do you get your children to financial independence, and what age do you start working on that? 7. Start working on it at age 7. I never think it's wrong to pay your children for certain things. We get paid for working, right? So if you're asking them to do something hard, offer to pay them for that. Like maybe you want them to wash your car. It doesn't have to be washed by your kids, and they're not going to do a great job, but maybe you want them to learn how to earn money. So you can have them start washing your car, and you say, I'm going to give you $1 if they're 7. If they're older, you give them more. Depends on how well they do. There's different things you can pay them for, and there's certain things that you might expect them to do. You might pay them for mowing. You might expect them to mow. It doesn't matter. Pick something. And when they get to be about 13, they can actually do jobs like babysit. Boys and girls can babysit, and you teach them about money. So when they're about 7, start them a little savings account. So when grandma gives them money, or daddy gives them money, or they earn money, you're going to teach them that we're going to give 10% and show them how that works. Move the zero over, or move the decimal over 1 point. So if they earned $1, 10 cents goes to church. And then we're going to save half of what's left, and they can spend the other half. That's what I do. So if they have 90 cents left, they can spend 45 cents, and they can save 45 cents, and it goes in their little savings account at the bank. And you show them how much is in there. You can start with a piggy bank if you don't have if it's little like that. But maybe grandma gave them $25. They're going to give $2.50 to church, and they're going to put what's left, 11 and change in the bank, right? In their little savings account. Maybe you'll start it with 25 for them, and explain to them what that's for. Why are we saving it? Why are we saving it? So you have to come up with a good reason why we're saving it, right? So we're saving this so that you can buy XYZ, or in case you need XYZ, or please don't make them save it for their college. It's such a humongous thing, and it doesn't make sense to little kids. Have something concrete they're saving for. Maybe for next Christmas, they're going to buy presents for everybody. Something like that. And always teach them not to use it all, and to continually put money back in it. And that's when you start teaching about money. Then when they're 13 and they're making their own money, you have already established that, so they know they're going to give 10% to church, they're going to save half, and they can spend half. So if they made $25 themselves, they really want a pair of shoes that you won't buy them because they're ridiculous and you don't think they need those shoes, but they want them, in this example, then they can keep babysitting until they have enough, only giving 10% and saving half. The other half they can have at home until they can buy the shoes or whatever. Okay. I didn't buy my kids everything they wanted. When my girls were in high school, they wanted just the most ridiculously expensive things, and I really couldn't afford them, nor did I want to buy those things. And so my children worked. My daughter Karen was a wonderful babysitter. She went actually with our neighbors on vacations with them and kept their children. So she earned a lot of money. She was a great babysitter in high demand. My daughter Robin hated babysitting, but she started working at a pizza place. That's what she did first, and then she went to a shoe store, and she became like the assistant manager. She was very independent, and they both bought those things that I didn't want to buy them. Those expensive, ridiculous seasonal things that they would only wear for 3 months, or those expensive gifts they wanted to buy for their friends, which I told them was ridiculous. But it was their money. They saved half. They gave some to church, and then they spent it. And then also another way you can teach your children how to deal with money is take them with you to the grocery store. And when they're 13, by that time, you've let them go get half of the groceries with half the list. And they've gone through remember, I've talked to you about this before, you might not remember, but go through the checkout with them. And you go in front of them, and then they go, let's say you let them do all the dairy. And they have the dairy list. And it says it's going to cost $25. And you told them about how much each thing should cost. And then you go through the checkout. Now, this is a kid who works really hard to earn $25, right? And has to give part of it away. And so now they're going to see that, oh my gosh, cottage cheese, eggs, sour cream, milk, and chocolate milk, or whatever, and eggs cost $25? That's a lot of money for that. So they start respecting the groceries, and it probably won't be 25. It's just an example. Depends on how big your family is. It might be more than that. But anyway, then you say, okay, so that was exactly what we thought it would be, $25. Here's $25, and you give it to them, and they pay the bill, and they get 3 cents back, and they give it to you. And so they've learned how to buy groceries. Then you put them over in meats and let them do that. Then you let them do canned goods. Then you let them do fresh fruits and vegetables. Eventually, they'll be able to buy everything in the store and pay for it. And you've told them this grocery bill is going to be $100. Here's $100. Take care of this, because this is our groceries for the week. And so they go buy groceries. And they're old enough now, they're driving, right? So they're going in and they're buying groceries. And they come back and say, Mama spent $97. Mama, it's $101. I had to take $1 out of my wallet. I'm sorry, but this went up. They're going to learn. And that's how you teach kids how to handle money. That's how. Dealing with real money. Buying real things. Okay, any more questions? I saw some other things pop up, but I didn't see what they were because I wasn't looking. Anything? Nothing? Oh, wait, let me have a sip of coffee. My stepdaughter refuses to talk to strangers. How old is she, Lee? Annie, how old are your children? Oh, she's talking to WW. I don't know who WW is. I just tell her I'm still getting every minute of sleep I can manage. Yes. Amber Leeming, so helpful. Good. Love this advice. She's 14. She's shy. Some people are super shy. Larry Brewer, my husband, super shy. My kids were shy. Not that shy, but they were shy. I was shy. My mother forced me to do things even at 7 years old. Back in the day when people ran tabs at the pharmacy and you knew the man was named Mr. Coley, and she would say, go in there to Mr. Coley and pick up the medicine. I'm in the car with the sick baby. Just tell him to put it on the tab. And I would be mortified. And I would have to go in and, I was like this. She's just right outside the door in the car. This is the countertop. And Mr. Coley would eventually see me and I'd say, I'm here to pick up medicine for my mom, Mrs. Wise. And it was terrible. And then I'd be so proud that I did it. But those little tiny things helped me. Little tiny things. Encouraging them to be polite by saying, hello, Mrs. Smith. When you meet somebody, putting out your hand, you teach them those little things. Encouraging them, put them in positions where they have to. Going out to eat, I don't care if it's just a hamburger. She's talking to a stranger when she says, I want a Whopper, a fry, and a Coke, right? So taking her to a more formal place and having her order her own meal. Those little tiny things will get her used to it. She's just shy. Some people are just shy. And you know what? I'm sure she's a beautiful person. Then she won't eat. Lee. She has to order her own food. Take her to the McDonald's and have her order her. She may need professional help that I can't give. Sometimes people do. She'd rather pout and even cry about it. Well, why don't you talk to somebody about it, Lee, and see? That's what, if it were my child, and I found that she was really shy like that, to have a conversation with her and say, I know that you're shy, but you can change that about yourself by telling yourself you're not shy. Because you know that somebody on the inside really wants to get out. That's that person who's not shy. And so what you're going to do is we're going to practice by doing little teeny things. So today I'm going to go to the Burger King with you and I'm going to order our meal, but I'm not going to order your drink. And all I want you to do is say, and a Coke to the man. Start little. Everything is little baby steps, and that might help. Okay, Lee, try that. But you have to have a conversation with her, and you have to respect her. You have to respect that's how she feels. And that's how she feels, and that's part of the importance of raising children, is to have respect for them. But it's also important for you, even as a stepmother, you're still a mother, is to give her the tools for life, and this is a life tool. Okay? All right. I love you, girls. It's been 33 minutes. I'm going to go get myself some breakfast. I'm going to get my nails done silver today. So excited. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. I love you, and remember that you are beautiful. Bye.